Welcome back to Lynn Rose Crafts. Today we're going to go over the assembly of our beautiful roses. So you should have your rose buds, petals that we created in part 1. So if you haven't watched part 1, you'll want to go to that. Then part 2 was the bottom of the rose bud, and that video is also online. And then we had part 3, which was making the leaves to put on our rose. You're going to want a thicker floral wire. This is pretty sturdy. I can't remember what gauge it is, but it's definitely larger than the 22 gauge that we used when we did the leaf part of this project. You're going to need a hot glue gun for the assembly, so some hot glue. I recommend using fabric glue so that you don't burn your yarn. And we're going to start with the centerpiece, which was the 12 double crochets, and this is where we're going to attach this large floral wire. You want to make sure you have a nice sturdy floral wire for the weight when you are putting this flower together. Put a little glue on there. Now each rose is going to look uniquely different depending on how tightly you wrap this around. So the tighter you go, if you put it super tight, it's going to give you more of the effect of a closed rose. I like to do it a little bit looser than that, and I glue it as we go, and I kind of just eyeball it, making sure that I am gluing just that bottom edge that we had created in the rose. So it's all about how open do you want your rose to look. I always kind of squeeze that bottom part down there as I'm going as well, adding just a little bit of glue at a time. You can probably hear my dog. He's dreaming, snoring away at my feet here. Sorry, being crazy. So making sure I'm watching. I think I'm going to bring that, actually, the last part up. I like a more open rose, but it is all about preference on where exactly you want to glue this. So for this one, I'm going to start bringing it back up so that those outer petals are going to make it look more like an open rose. So we're going to bring that back up. I'm going to take a little bit of glue right on the outside of that petal, and there is the top of our rose. So you can take this part here. Uh-oh. Pulled a little too hard on that. It's alright. You can throw a little bit of glue down here at the base just to re-secure that. Alright, there we go. So now that we have the petal portion of it, we're going to take the bottom of the flower that we made, making sure that the right side is out. We're going to slide it down our floral wire, and we're going to add glue on the underneath here. In the center. And we're going to bring it down and bring it right over the bottom of our rose. Okay. Once that's dry, if you like the look of having your little leaf parts here kind of frill out, you can leave it like that, or you can come in and throw a little bit of glue on each of the points that we made. Should have brought the big glue gun out. And just glue them up into the place. Don't have to pull hard on them, but just glue them into place there. And do that all the way around. And one more. All right. Now we've assembled the top part of our rose. Your leaf is going to go, it's really about preference on how close you want to the top. I usually go roughly about 6 inches from the base and then put my leaf on there. So we will take our green yarn, clean that one up, and I take it and I pull the tail down, so I kind of have this little tail right here to make sure that we have it secured on there. We're going to start wrapping our yarn from top to bottom, making sure that we're getting that little tail secured in the stem. It also helps me measure, if I do that, 5 to 6 inch little tail, that helps me to measure when I need to stop winding my yarn and place the leaf in there. So you can see that I have a little bit of the wire showing here. That's okay. We're going to hide that by holding down the leaf and taking our yarn and wrapping that right next to our stem. Okay. Once you've got it kind of started and secured, I like to just take it and start twisting it around that stem. It makes it a little bit easier, especially the further you get down. You can go a little bit faster when you get away from the petals. So you will just wrap this all the way down to the bottom there. And there will be your rose. You can make this stem as long or as short as you'd like to make it, depending on what size vase you're placing it in. You can make additional flowers and pair that up there and put that into a pretty little vase, and you'll have a pretty little bouquet. I hope you enjoyed making this rose with me. If you'd like to see how to make these little forget-me-nots with a leaf on them, leave a comment down below, and we can learn how to make these as well. Thanks for watching.